Hi, everyone. Welcome to ONLYOFFICE webinar on 6.2 features. I'm Nadia, ONLYOFFICE Communications Manager, and this is Mike, also ONLYOFFICE Communications Manager. Hi, Mike.
Yeah, hi guys. Beautiful day today, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the webinar. Okay.
You can see our contacts on the slide. Feel free to reach out to us on Twitter anytime and ask any questions. But today we expect you to leave your questions in the YouTube chat. We'll answer them at the end of the webinar, if we have enough knowledge, of course. Okay, let's get going. In the first part of our webinar, we will be talking about features that are available both in the online ONLYOFFICE Docs and ONLYOFFICE desktop editors. When I'm talking about ONLYOFFICE Docs, I mean all the self-hosted solutions, including Enterprise Edition, Community Edition, Developer Edition, and of course, ONLYOFFICE Workspace Bundle. And also that includes all the solutions in the public cloud, ONLYOFFICE Workspace Cloud and ONLYOFFICE Personal. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the major updates available in the online ONLYOFFICE Docs and the desktop editors. In this version, we added a lot of highly requested features, as you can see on the slide. And let's start with the first one. It's data validation. It helps you restrict type of data entered into a cell. And I guess I will show you on the spreadsheet. And I'm sorry for that noise. That is my dog making it. Sorry, guys. Okay, data validation. Say we want our teammates enter a whole number between 1 and 10. How do we do it? We select the cell range, go to the data tab, it's already opened. Then we click on data validation, and then we select whole number between 1 and 10. I already done that, that's why it's here. Okay, we press OK, and then try to enter data into the cells. Okay, and when I enter incorrect data, I get the error message. When you're working, yes, I know. When you are working with data validation, you can work with different formats. You can see them on the screen. Let me talk about the example that is really useful for me. Yes. For example, we are working on a Google Ads campaign, and we know that there are some specifications like character limits. The character limit for headlines is 30 characters, and the limit for descriptions, the descriptions is 90 characters. We can add it as a condition using data validation. I select the cell range for headlines, and I choose text length, and yes, I choose less than 30 characters. This will help me avoid wordiness. For example, if I enter something like work on your documents online in your browser. I know that is a strange title, but this is just an example. Yes, and I can just enter it because it's too long. So I don't know, work on docs online. This is how data validation helped me. Yes, and I also think it is just good manners to warn your coworkers if you have some rules. That's why I also use the input messages. Yes, I forgot to select it. Yes, so I warn my colleagues that there are limitations by writing, please, I don't know what happens to my grammar. Please enter a number between 1 and 10. Yes. So everyone who clicks on a cell will see this tip and will be aware that I created this limitation. But of course, this tip can be missed. That's why I will also add an error alert that pops up after the incorrect data was inserted. It will be, oops, enter a number. Oh no, that's not number. Why I'm typing numbers? I was thinking about the previous example. The text limit is 30 characters. Yes. And I also have to correct this message. Yes. So if I'm entering longer text, I get the error message. Okay. That's all about data validation. And now we will talk about my favorite thing, drop-down lists. They are probably the most popular case of using data validation. Dropdowns make your teammates choose an item from the list you created, and here I have a table with clients and products they use. And we in OnlyOffice have a specific line of products, and as a perfectionist, I want them to be entered correctly. So I just use drop-downs for that. I type OnlyOffice Docs, you know that product, OnlyOffice groups. They are for hosting providers. You probably don't know about OnlyOffice groups, but still. And OnlyOffice workspace. I don't want them to be spelled incorrectly, like, you know, OnlyOffice Docs or OnlyOffice Workplace. So I just use that one as a drop-down list. To do so, I select the number of cells to apply data validation to. Yes. And I will choose list. And here I will be able to choose the range. Yes. And now there are only 3 options of what can be inserted here on the Office Docs. That's it. Another important improvement is custom number format. If the existing number formats don't suit you, you can create your own one. This can be really useful if you, for example, want to insert a telephone number and you want it to be displayed correctly, or maybe you want to add unit of weight. Let's actually do this. I select the number of cells and I find number format on the Home tab. Then I choose More Formats, Custom Category, and here in this field I can enter the code for my custom number format. So that I need to choose a code that is really close to the one I want to create. So I will add. I will add pounds. Yes, that's the new format, and now the unit is automatically added. And that's not my favorite feature I'm going to speak about now. We also added slicers for pivot tables, and I'm not an expert in pivot tables, and I'm not going to pretend like I am. So I just show you how to find slicers, just some general information. Here I have an example of the pivot table, and I'm going to use slicers on that. For easy filtering. You should probably know that that slicers help you to indicate the current filtering state and quickly understand what data is displayed. So I just insert one slicer to see only cheeses. I love cheese. I want to see cheese. Here it is. Yes, and let's return to this table for one more feature, or maybe not a feature, but a useful improvement. You know that formatted tables, this is an obvious formatted table, can be automatically expanded. And this is what happens when you add a line below it. For example, I will add my own name because I can't think of any other name at the moment. So I press enter, and this is automatically added to the formatted table. But I can cancel that. I have this menu. In previous versions, I could just undo the auto expansion, and now I can actually prevent formatted tables from being automatically expanded. And I also can access autocorrect options quickly from here. Yes. And now, I don't know what happened to the presentation. I'm returning to it. And sorry, guys. Yes, we have added 6 new functions. And now we have 454 functions in our spreadsheet. Should I speak about these functions? I won't be showing them to you, but I will give a brief overview. Growth function is used to calculate predicted exponential growth by using existing data. Trend helps you calculate an exponential curve that fits the data and get an array of values that describe the curve. Then unique helps you get a list of unique values from the specified range. Munit helps you get the unit metrics for the specified dimensions, and array helps you get an array of random numbers. Yes, and I haven't said anything about this function because I don't know how it is pronounced. Logis probably. And I will show you just a quick life hack in spreadsheet using it. Did you know that you can access help from the editor's interface? I need to find how to use this function. So I'm searching in our help center. Yes, this is the article. Okay, to find the help center, you go to the File tab, and this is the Help button. I started to use it a lot when I found out. So I hope that will help you as well. And I'm returning to our slideshow. Now we will move on to the table of figures, to the document editor that have a new feature, table of figures. And now I will pass my imaginary microphone to Mike to talk about this feature.
Hi, so thanks, Nadia, and a special thanks about the tip, but the built-in help, because I actually never tried using that one. I'm gonna start from now on. All right, one important feature from version 6.2, which is in the document editor, is a table of figures, which is basically something like a table of contents, but it works with objects of your documents. For example, you have a bunch of objects in your document, like images, charts, tables, or even equations or something else, and you would like to get a nice looking list of all of them and to know which page they are on and quickly jump to them from this one place. And you can use table of figures for that. So how to build a table of figures? I see this sample document, so let's find some kind of figures in it. And first of all, give some captions to them. So yeah, here on this page, you can see 3 tables, 1, 2, 3, and say, I don't know, I think 2 equations. So let's try to add captions. Yeah, in some of our previous webinars, we told you about using captions, but you can find more information in the Help Center if you'd like to. So here is the caption menu, which you can find from your context menu of each object. And yeah, now there is a table. So the table label is something that we're going to use here. Yeah, nice table label. We choose numbering, say, okay, let it be 1, 2, 3, and insert it after the table. It's going to be table 1. So now this is table 1. This one is going to be, okay, this one is going to be table 2. Yeah, it's automatic, sorry. So let's leave it like that. It's table 2. This one is table 3. And equations, just to have a little bit difference. Let's put it like here. And the last one. Yeah, equation 2. So now we have tables 1, 2, 3, and 2 equations, 1 and 2. And let's find a nice place for our table of figures. Let it be somewhere in the beginning. And so you place the cursor where you want it to be entered. Find reference tab and find table of figures in it. By the way, you can insert captions from here as well. All right, so here is the table of figures menu where you can customize your table of figures to change how it looks and works. You can show or not show page numbers if you want. Move them here or right line them, choose a leader in this case. You can format it as links, which is very convenient if you would like to use Control and click to find each element in your paper. Yeah, you can build it by style or by caption, include label and number or not. and choose from one of the styles. You're going to change the font. So let's stay with current. Okay, and then we insert the table of figures. Oh, what's that? All right, so it is here. And for each element which we captioned, we can find him, or sorry, find him. I mean, does the elements have the gender? Okay, right in our document and jump quickly to any equation or table that we've chosen. Okay, and there are some other improvements which we would like to show in this version. First of all, there are some new interface languages: is Belarusian, Catalan, Greek, Lao, and Romanian. There are some new proofing options in presentations. This is the same as was released in previous version for documents. So, for example, you can go to your advanced settings of presentation and change the order corrections, for example, to automatically create bulleted or numbered lists as you type, etc. It's really quite useful. You can also set the font size up to 300 pixels and up to 409 pixels in spreadsheets. So if you want to see the full changelog, you can visit our GitHub and a repo of document server, and there's also one in our help center. Now let's move on to the desktop application available for Linux, macOS, and Linux, Windows, and macOS. The first feature here is password protection, which you can apply to any of your documents to protect it with a manual password. Is it? Okay. To apply a manual password to your document and protect it while you're storing or transferring it and give your password to someone. This was a highly requested feature, and it's like a classic way to protect documents with 256 AES algorithm. And let's see how it works. It's actually pretty simple. So now we need a desktop application, which I have. Where is it? Oh. Zoom interface is like all over. Okay, so here is some kind of secret file which I would like to protect with the password. And to do that, I go to the protection tab and find encrypt. And then the window will offer me to set up my own password and repeat it. So let it be just simple, like 1, 2, 3, and yeah, and you just click OK, and then your document is going to be saved in the encrypted form. And please make sure to memorize this password or write it down somewhere, because once you lose it, you also lose the access to the encrypted document and no way of recovery. So yeah, be attentive to that. Let's see how it works if you would like to open the document. So let's close it for now and go here. So now you see our secret doc has been protected by password. Let's open it with OnlyOffice. Just a moment. Yeah, see, it asks for password, and once we enter it, the document will be opened for editing, and it is still encrypted. So once you save changes, they will be saved to the protected file. And if you would like to lift this protection, you can go to the encrypt menu and delete the password, or you can change the password if you realize that it's not strong enough or something else. Yeah, so let's delete it for now. And another feature in the desktop application in this new version is digital signatures. Ability to sign your documents with digital signatures lets you protect the authenticity of the file and to actually understand that it has not been altered in any way over transferring or somewhere else. So once you apply a signature to the document, it will say that at that particular moment of time, the document was last time modified by the signer. And all the further changes will be not possible without deleting the signature. So let's see how it works. Say I would like to sign the document. There's like a secret file and there is some very secret information for me, or at least something I would like to stay intact. So I go to the protection tab again and find a signature, and I click on add digital signature. All the changes in the document must be saved before that. So just in case there's some extra saving. And I need to state a purpose of signing. So I don't know, to confirm my last modification of a document, for example. What we need to do next is to use a certificate, which you must obtain from some certificate authority. This is important. They are not anyhow built in OnlyOffice. So it depends on you and which certificate authority you would like to pick for signing your documents. So yeah, let me find a certificate file CRT here. And then I need to add a private key to encrypt it. Okay, so now we see that our certificate is valid. And what kind of certificate we have here. We can also change it if we'd like. And we click OK. Since now the document has been protected with the signature, and we could go to the signature menu on the right to see how which valid signatures are currently present in the document. So we can see this one here. We can add more signatures because the documents obviously can be signed by multiple people if required. And here I can remove the signature if I'd like, or I can see some signature details, which tells us everything about the signature and the certificate. So just basically any kind of information you would like to see, it's all here. Okay, let's remove it for now. And yeah, imagine you need to get the file signed by someone else. This is where you apply this signature line in a document. It's going to create a box with the information that you create for it. For example, whom I need to sign that. I mean, okay, let it be myself. And my title is, yeah, I am Mike from OnlyOffice. And yeah, so all the fields are optional, so you can choose what to fill in, what not. And okay, my instruction for the signer will be, please sign the doc. And I can also show the sign date in the signature line if I'd like to. Now you see this box. It works like an object, so you can actually choose its wrapping style. You can rotate it, I don't know, crop it, so it's like kind of an order shape. You can place it wherever you like in a document after. And if I go to the signature menu, once again, I can see the list of requested signatures which are required. For example, here I see that Mike needs to sign the document. And so I can go to the signature settings to change something for the signer if I'd like, or I can sign it. This works nearly the same as before, but the only difference that now your signature will be visually displayed in a document if it's required, And here I'm in the process of signing. I can put my name, which I would like to be displayed. Say, I can choose the font. Yeah, you can see OnlyOffice desktop allows you to use some local fonts, and I have plenty of them. I don't know. Let's find. I don't know what that is. You can choose the font. You can change all about it. You can even apply an image. For example, if you have an image of your handwritten signature in PG, for example, you can also apply it here. And yeah, the same as before, you need to load a certificate and your key to complete the signature. All right, so now you see that the document was signed with this custom signature that I chosen, and I can put it anywhere I want. So in case, okay, once you go to open the signed document, you will have the notification here, a little tip that the document has been signed, and you are asked to proceed editing or not. But please mind that if you start editing the document, you need to click edit anyway, and the signature will disappear, of course. Okay, so the third thing about the new version of desktop app is ability to connect Cfile. So Cfile Pro made a list of document management systems that can be connected to OnlyOffice desktop editors, and this means we are now allowed to edit documents stored in your Cfile from the desktop application directly, and even collaborate on them. And please note that the integration works only with Cfile Pro 7.1.13 version. So to connect your Cfile, you need to go to Connect to Cloud tab and pick cloud type, which is Cfile here. Okay, let me just check for a second. Aha. Okay, I guess this is correct. Yeah. So as you know, desktop editor is basically a browser like application. So you can navigate your Cfile or any cloud which you're accessing in its full grace. And let me make login. My work email, by the way, which you can use for your questions. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. What was it? And yeah, so now we are within my Cfile instance, and we can go through the library and just enter any document and start editing it right away. Okay, so let's get back. And yeah, one important thing about digital signatures that I actually missed is that for now they are available only in a desktop version. I mean, the signature which you applied in the desktop editors will disappear in the online version. So we know that this is a known bug, and we're gonna fix this problem pretty soon. So just let you know that we are aware of that. Let us see what's next in OnlyOffice. So we have plenty of cool features upcoming in the next versions of OnlyOffice Docs. In all editors, there's going to be a doc theme or doc mode. Also, ability to add, edit, and delete passwords in the online version. 150% scaling of the editors and new chart types, which are line and scatter. In document editor, oops. Yeah, I want it to be the full screen. Okay, in document editor, there's going to be a forms tab because we are massively expanding the forms functionality and we need a separate tab for that. A little more about it somewhere in the upcoming months. You can save, you will be able to save track changes status to the file. In spreadsheet editor, we are introducing some new function called XLOOKUP, and also grouping and ungrouping of data in pivot tables. In presentation editor, there's going to be a transparency setting to slide properties in the right panel, a column setting for text in a shape on the toolbar, and buttons for changing text case and highlighting text with color. And we also currently testing a bunch of cool plugins for the editors, which are Zoom, WordPress, DeepL, Aperture, Language Tool, Pixabay, and Grammarly. So I believe that Nadia was writing something about them recently, so she might know some details. Would you be so kind?
Yeah, I really happen to be writing the documentation for these plugins, and I will quickly tell you what they are all about. Zoom is definitely a Zoom integration to schedule meetings and make calls. WordPress is a reworked version of the WordPress plugin that already exists. It allows you to publish documents to your WordPress site. And I actually don't know how to pronounce DeepL. DeepL. Okay. DeepL and Aperture. The translators plugin, something Google Translate like. Language tool is something like Grammarly. It corrects your grammar, spelling, and some mistakes in multiple languages. Pixabay is for adding pictures from Pixabay to your documents. It's easy. And Grammarly, I don't know how to pronounce it, is a sort of Grammarly, but for the French language. Mike, I think I missed it. Have you told anything about Grammarly plugin or not? You are on mute.
Yeah, sorry. Grammarly plugin is something that is very highly anticipated, and we've been trying to work on it, but there's actually no sufficient API provided by the developers, and the Grammarly's developers confirmed that for now there is not enough instruments for that. So we're going to be keeping in touch with them in case there is an ability to work with Grammarly as a third-party developer and introduce that in OnlyOffice as well. So we are waiting for that too.
Yeah, I personally use Grammarly and I would love the integration. So
yeah, same here.
Let's go back to let's go to the questions. Yeah.
Yep. So I guess, yeah, that's all there was. And thank you for your attention. So please proceed with the questions in the chat, and you can actually also give us some tips about the plugins which you would like to see. We will add them to the wish list that we have. And yeah, so while you're typing something, I'm going to read out one question which we received before the webinar, which was by Daniel. And the question is there a way to have protection on spreadsheets? I use protection as a means of making data entry easier by allowing users to only enter data in unprotected cells. This is some requested feature, and we don't have that yet, but our developers are already aware that is quite important. So this is not the first request of such feature. And yeah, so we will keep you posted about this. No dates yet, but yeah, we know that we need that. And okay, let's check if. Oh.
That's the only question we have here, because Daniel also asked that in chat, but no other questions.
Okay, so let's maybe wait for a second, and maybe our colleague Vlad, which is here and in YouTube, we know that there is some seconds of difference, I guess 20 seconds or something like that. So maybe people type something. Let's give them a little bit of time. But please feel free to ask anything in the chat even after, because we will jump in there, I guess, for today and see if something else pops up.
Yeah, and I will also check questions on Twitter. Maybe someone asks something there. Nope, no questions. I guess everything is crystal clear.
Okay. All right. So yeah, feel free to reach out via Twitter or our blog comments. I mean, there are so many ways to ask questions to us. We'll be happy to answer them. So thank you for attention, and yeah, have a good rest of the day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.